Good morning. Welcome. My name is Holly, and this is my channel, Hobbies of Holly. And I am so glad you're here today. If you're new, I'm thrilled that you found us, and I hope you'll subscribe and stick around if you like what you see. If you're returning, thank you. It is very good to be here today. I think it's been about 3 weeks since I've done a regular Flosstube, so my table's very messy and full of stuff, and we'll see if I can stay focused and tell you these things that are in front of me. It's been a good few weeks. We went to Cleveland to see some of our grandkids there overnight a few weeks ago, and that was really fun. I love getting to squeeze those babies. And last week, my husband and I went to Hilton Head and spent a week just relaxing and recharging, and it was good for our souls. It was rainy, cloudy. We had one really nice day, but otherwise, we just chilled, and it was good. He plays pickleball. I do not. And so he played some pickleball, took some lessons. I did some stitching and knitting and loved it. We got to stop at Sassy Jack's on the way home. Loved that. That has been on my wish list to do for a long time. I've been waiting anxiously for Kimberly to reopen in the Barrett house, and so loved it. They're so friendly. It was really great, and I'll show you what I bought when I'm ready to show you my purchases. And I also got to go to Needlepoint Junction. On the island itself, there's a needlepoint store, and they've been adding more cross stitch, which I love. They had a lot more linen this time. They had a good selection of fox and rabbit linen and some other good stuff. They had some fiber on a whim. They have a great selection of floss. So if you're ever there, run out of floss, just stop by Needlepoint Junction. And they had a lot more charts than they used to. So I enjoyed that. Are you ready to see what I'm going to show you? The first thing I'll show you is I am someone who puts off finishing, like completely finishing things. I don't know, I get it stitched and think, oh, okay, done, and then I forget. I have to make a decision if I want to have it framed, if I want to do something myself with it, if I want to make a pillow, and then it goes in a box. So a couple weeks ago, I was just in the mood and thought, I'm going to do some finishing. So here's what I did. First, this is an Abbey Rose design piece, and I put it on a piece from Chantel. I believe this is from one of her ornament boxes, either last year or the year before. Also, PSA, she has those boxes for this year that you can buy, so run over to Chantel's 141 if you'd like to get one of those boxes. I bought some paint from her when we were there, and then my daughter, Pop of Color Project on Instagram, had given me some paint that she has, and so I did a little combo of a red that I had and kind of almost like a plum that I got from Chantel, and came up with this color, which I thought looked really nice on this. So that's the first thing I finished. I also finished this. Again, it's on a Chantel piece, and I should have looked up the name of this chart, but I did not. It's a blackbird, and I actually bought this piece already finished on a D-stash group. Someone probably 2 months ago was D-stashing already stitched pieces, and it was very inexpensive, and it was something that I wanted to stitch, and I thought, oh, I'll just take it, and so I did. Also, when I did my kit parade, thank you so much for all of the sweet words you had to say and all the opinions you had about my kit parade. But that reminds me, I got a lot of questions about how I buy D-stash things. And so if you go back to the kit parade, I put in the description some places where I find D-stash charts, kits, pieces. Anyways, I did this. And I think this is another combo. I don't know if you can see, I kind of dry brushed the darker color on it of those two paints. And I don't know if I put them together, if you can see the difference. I went a little heavier on this piece. It's a little more solid than this piece. It's kind of fun. You just have to be brave and not afraid to just slap on some color. Try it. If you don't like it, let it dry, add some more. You're not hurting anything by repainting it. Another piece I finished, oh, I don't want that one to fall, is this. I had shown you this a couple episodes ago, and someone pointed out that I missed adding this greenery right here. So I just added these buttons in my stash. And this was fun. Another Chantel piece. I got some glue gun strings, but it's a piece that you glue these two pieces together. I'm sorry, I should tell you the names of them, but go to her website, you'll see them. But I thought this fit really nicely. I added some jute across the middle. If you went to the Jingle Ball last year, Liz Matthews did the cutest class on little ornaments with these wreaths, and I had extra of the wreaths, and it's just like long, you buy it on a roll. So I just snipped some of that off, shaped it into a wreath, and added a little charm I had. So I think that's cute. So I'm ready for some Christmas decor. The other thing I did, and this one I was kind of scared. First of all, I finished it in an oval, which is a little scary. Secondly, I wanted it to go on a shaker box, but I didn't want to permanently, I don't know, I'm just afraid I'm going to mess things up. So I did this. This is called the Friendship Tree, and it's by Shakespeare's Peddler. And so I know it's not ideal in an oval, but it worked for me. And then what I did, it might have just fallen off, but I used a pretty strong magnet, and you have to be careful with it. It's not ideal, but I used a pretty strong magnet. Oh, it stays pretty well. And I glued a magnet to the back, and I glued a magnet to the inside of the lid. And so it just sits nicely in this shaker box. It looks like this. In a comment last time, somebody advised that I need to hold things up longer, and I'm gonna try really hard to do that, and I'm sorry if I don't. If you miss something, just message me on Instagram or send me an email, and I'll give you better picture or information of something. I try to remember, but I'm not always so great at it. And then there's a stack that I intended to finish but have not given up on. And I'll show you those. Maybe you can give me your opinions on those. The first is this. I Choose Hope. I love the piece. I Choose Hope. And it was fun. Let me see where it is. This chart and floss came from Cottage Garden Threads when they did the Hearts for Pam. Let me see if I have the chart in here. I don't know if I do. The Hearts for Pam box last summer, I believe. Still looking. I know it was Heart and Hand chart, and I pulled out a lot of them. No, I must have filed that one away. A lot of the charts, some of the charts weren't necessarily my style, but some of them I really liked. I'll show you a few. This is a Jan Hicks that was in the box. Make sure I'm not going to show you. Okay, this one is not something I would ordinarily stitch, but since my grandson Graham has a congenital heart defect and has had, you know, multiple surgeries, I thought something like this could be fun to stitch up for his primary cardiologist. Maybe not with the spooky details, but I kind of liked the heart for that. We'll see if I ever get around to it. Here's one from Mojo Stitchers, and you know, I love her. Heartfelt Posy, again, it's a heart. And I just thought those could be kind of fun for, like I said, some medical stitching. Here's a couple more. I like this. This is the Ace of Swords, another heart. Fox and Rabbit, and Wild at Heart. And again, I thought that could be fun for a cardiology gift. And then these were the flosses that came with it. So you have everything that you need. Sorry, long story to tell you, that's what this is. And I just think it's so sweet. And so I could make a pillow. It would be a really tiny one, and I haven't ruled that out, but I also remembered that you can find some really cute frames on Amazon. I think Thread Gremlins is who just reminded me of that. And I've said this before, but I love those girls. If you haven't watched Thread Gremlins, watch them. So I ordered this frame from Amazon. It's, I don't know, the green is not quite what I wanted. It's a little more fancy than I wanted. But then I remembered this piece. Sorry, I'm still dealing with the hot glue gun strings. This frame, the Proper Stitcher Annie had shown, this is how she finished JBW Eliza's birds. I love Eliza's birds. I stitched that up a year ago or so, and I put it in this frame. This is more of what I'm looking for, except this is oriented, what is this? Vertically, and this would be horizontal that I need this for. So I couldn't decide if this would bother me on the side, if I put this in it, or if I wanted to switch out Eliza's French birds into this. So I don't know, still making some decisions there. But that's the one I'm still working on. I would love to be brave and do hem stitching. And I can and I will, I just haven't yet. But these two pieces I had finished, this was last winter, I think I finished this. These were both from the holiday box from Evertote in Canada. Oh, I love this so much. And so maybe part of the reason I haven't hem stitched is I debate, is that how I want to finish them? But I could see hem stitching and then having some sort of frame or piece that I just clip or tack hem stitched pieces into, and that way I can switch them out. But these are two that I would like to do that with. So those are finishes that I would like to do, and finishes I have already done. Okay, in my pile are a couple of things that I wanted to tell you about. This I saw on someone's floss, you know who it was Liz Matthews. She was reviewing sulky thread. And this is true for both sulky thread, 100.3 threads, or any thread on a spool. So when I had been using them, they come, and so this thread is tucked into this spool cap. And so I had just been pulling it out, and like it's kind of hard, and I think this can't be good for silks. Liz showed a magical trick that these just pop up and then they come out. In case you have not seen that magical trick before, I wanted to show you that because it's very handy to know. I will tell you they're a little bit fragile, so be easy on it and don't be shocked if they break. I've had one of my 103s that the top is broken off, and that's okay. I still have the other end to do. The other trick, and maybe you guys already know this, sometimes I used to be a blonde. I can be very blonde, but I love these, what are they called? Magna clips that you can clip. Can you see that? Magna clips that you clip onto your glasses for stitching, and it gives you magnifier. What have I used these? 4 years. Just work really hard to like lift them onto my glasses. And I was at a stitch meetup last week before, and my friend Tanya wanted to give them a try, and she just pushes this button and they open up. I said, are you kidding me? So that was life-changing for me, in case you don't know that. And if you do know it, it's okay. But those are the tips I need sometimes. Like, don't assume I know things, because I don't. But anyways, these just, if you push this little lever right here, it just opens right up. Thanks, Tanya. Speaking of that stitching meetup, a very sweet viewer mentioned that she lives in the Dayton area. And when we talked more, we probably live, what do you think, Susan? A couple miles away from each other. And so we got together, and my friend Tanya met with us. And the next time we did it, my friend Jen Naska met with us, and we stitched, and it was so much fun. I live close to this supermarket that has like a mezzanine level with great lighting. And so we stitched there. And if you don't have stitchy friends, don't be afraid to reach out to people and see if they are interested in stitching with you, because couldn't we all use another stitchy friend? I loved it. I think we're going to get together this Friday, as a matter of fact. Okay. Do you want to see some finishes? Pretty proud of myself, because you may recall I was starting all the things and feeling a little bogged down that I hadn't been finishing things. Now, granted, 2 of these things I started recently. One of them I started since we last talked, but still, they're finishes. So the first one, let me unpile things a little bit. I finished was vibrant flowers. You may recall I started this on my birthday in June. It's by Kathy Barrick, and I love it. And I have a finish. Here is my vibrant flowers. It makes me so happy. I am gonna get this one framed. I'm not gonna finish it myself. I may put it in our bedroom or something. I don't know. I really love it. Here's another thing I want to tell you. Hillside Rookery. Sorry, I knew Rook was in there. Hillside Rookery. She has an Etsy store. She's also Olivia B on Flosstube. Often sells an MPI kit for some of her charts. And I love that idea because it's pricey to buy all the NPIs for a piece. So I ordered the NPI kit from Olivia, and this is what's left. I was very curious, like, would I have enough if I made mistakes to tear things out, to frog things? And this is what's left. So it's a very generous portion of NPIs, and I'm excited because I can now put this in my stash. But that is my vibrant flower finish. Next finish, I remember if I had shown you that I started this. Maybe I had. This is Margaret Kendall 1820 by the Proper Stitcher, my friend Annie. And I knew that Jessica Sweetwater had been stitching this, and she showed that she finished this week as well. I did this on 46 count, and I love it. It's really tiny. I don't know, can you see how tiny it is? I did change a few things. Instead of putting Margaret's name in, I put my name, and I eliminated the year with the date and this row of border. And since my name is shorter than hers, I put these two hearts on the same row as my name. I'll show you again. And so there she is. I think, even though it's gonna be tiny, I think I'm gonna get her framed too. I have not yet started a sampler wall, partly because I haven't had enough finished pieces that I wanted to frame, but I think it's time I just start framing them and collecting my pieces for a wall. Okay, this was a start and a finish from my kit parade. You may recall that when I did my kit parade, in the middle of it, I started making a separate pile of things that I just thought I should start. And I have started 2 of those things, and I have finished 1 of them. This one got a lot of questions because people couldn't find the chart. It is by the Scarlet House, and it's Autumn Garden. And the reason you couldn't find it is because it was in a club from the Silver Needle, and it was not released to everyone, which I didn't know when I showed this. Well, good news, last weekend, the Silver Needle and then the Scarlet House announced that she re-released it for everyone. So you can order this chart. Now, I'm not sure if it's just from the Silver Needle that you can order it or if any LNS has it, but you can get it. And so I'll show you my finish. I chose this to take along to Hilton Head because it was on 32 count and it came with the floss, and I thought, oh, 32 count will be easy to see. Maybe I won't need magnification. Guess what? I still do on 32. I made so many mistakes. I also am reminded I really dislike stitching with 2 strands. I'm a 1-strand girl, but it was good. It was good stitching, and it was a good reminder that I really prefer higher count and 1 strand. I had just watched Carol Saltbox Stitcher, and she mentioned her dislike of 32 count, and part of the reason is her hand, she does so much 40 count that her fingers in the sewing method just, you know, knows the distance that you need for the next stitch. And I found that to be so true. I was missing the holes. Even though it was bigger, it wasn't what I was used to stitching. But it was good for my brain probably to switch it up a little bit, and I'm finished. I'm not sure where the rest of the kit is, but I still have plenty of thread left. It came with this cute floss holder, and it came with the finishing trim. So I am going to make that one into a pillow with that trim, and I should do that today, don't you think? So I can get that out because it's basically fall. It was cooler when we got back to Ohio from Hilton Head, and I loved it. It's gonna be hot today and maybe tomorrow, and then it's gonna be more like low 80s, and so I can handle that. Remember when I told you I was done with summer? I am still done with the heat. that reminds me, I would also like to update you. You all were so kind when I told you about my awful August feels. And I found that once we got August 15th over with, things started improving. Sometimes I think when you have a traumatic date, your brain just dreads the approach of that date. But a lot of times once it passes, things start easing up. So for the many of you who said you also have those feelings in August because of hard things that have happened, I hope you're doing better in September too. And thank you for your sweet words about it and for sharing some of your experiences too. I like that we have each other and we can count on each other and share our things with each other. You want to talk about giveaways from last time? Look, I'm remembering. It's good, huh? We'll see if I have one more thing this time since I'm remembering giveaways. All right, let me pull them up. These were giveaways in the 4,000 subscribers celebration episode. And thank you for being excited. It was really fun. So the first thing is Sweet Summer Come Again by Blackbird Designs chart, because I bought it twice, as I am known to do. And the winner of this is Christine Dorsch 2042. If you will please email me, my email address will be in the drop down below. I think it was my friend Karen, the monogamous stitcher, who was talking about a giveaway, and she said, please be over 18. And she goes, but really, is there anybody under 18 who watches? And it made me laugh because that is very true for me as well. But be over 18, please. The next one is this fun Pirate Robin floss. Look at that variegation. She does fun things. I've learned since I'm loving hand-dyed yarn that there are some fun YouTube videos of the process of hand-dyeing yarn, and Pirate Robin also does yarn. So I just watched one of hers today, but she has some very beautiful flosses and yarns. So if you're interested, go check her out. Sue B 1828, you are the winner of this floss. So email me and I'll mail it to you. At the end of this video, I'll put screenshots of the comment picker so you can actually see your name. The next one was this pouch that I had made. And you guys were so sweet about this pouch and some contents therein, which is some floss cards, etc. The winner of this pouch is Just Paulette 42. If you'll please email me. And then write the word. This one is the version on contentment. And I also had many of you ask questions about this. Let me just show you the inside. Did I show you already? What you do is it gives you a passage and you write that passage out. And again, my brain is one that I learn best in doing. So you can show me something, but I need to do it for my brain to get it. And I'm the same way with writing scripture. So you write it out, you tell what you're grateful for that day, you write what's on your heart that day. Sometimes for me that, like if that scripture spoke to me in a specific way, and then your word for the day. And I believe it's a month's worth, although it could be more because there's a lot of pages here. It might be 3 months worth. I don't know. Anyways, the winner of this is Karen Brasher. I think that says 4508. Again, I'll put the screenshot at the end of the video. But thank you very much for watching, for subscribing. That means so much to me, and for commenting. Those things are all big encouragements to me. I love the comments. I love talking to you all, hearing what you're stitching and hearing your stories, etc. Since we're talking about giveaways, I'm going to show you what my sweet friend Shelly sent me. I know you've already seen that Shelly, the aunt from Antique Needleworkers, is now designing. Isn't that so fun? She has such fun things. So when she announced that she's designing and she has been buying samplers to, what's the word? Chart. I was so excited. So sweet Shelly sent me her 3 charts to give away to you all, because I was immediate on the purchase and I already purchased them. And so she sent 3 more for you all. So the first one is Be You Kind. And I believe this is going to be a series. So if you will comment kind, you'll be in the drawing for that. And remember, don't say giveaway, don't say win, don't say all those things, because then we get little bots that get in there and mess things up. The next one is Delia Conger. I think she's so pretty. I love that alphabet around the border and those flowers at the bottom. And I've seen people, including Tiger Lily, who are choosing their own colors. And sometimes I forget to think outside the box, but I love what they're doing. And I think Shelley posted some finishes of this already. So if you're interested in this one, why don't you use the word antique? And that'll be our word for that one. And then this one I'm really excited to stitch. I should put it in my pile to start right away. Do I say that all the time? Because I want to start all things. This is the Law of Kindness. And it says, she opens her mouth with wisdom and her tongue, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. And oh, I wish that were true and want that to be true of me. So why don't we use the word law with this one? And there are those. Okay. On to stitching things. Let me show you. Since I have some finishes, I had to decide what's next. And I pulled some things that I would like to work on. And I thought I would show you some of them. Clearly, I pulled many of them. And that reminds me, my book of days, someone asked, I made this. It was very simple. I just patchworked. I had some charm packs, and I just patchworked some charm packs. Almost did like placemat style and added something to tuck it in. So that's my book of days. And I always call that, and it's not. But the reason I want to mention this is because my crazy life, Lori, is reprinting these for 2025, and I've been talking to her, and they should be available really soon, like maybe this week. And I asked who would be carrying them. They'll be in her Etsy shop. They'll also be Colorado Cross Stitch, which reminds me, I won a prize from Colorado Cross Stitch. Thanks, Sherry. And Evertotes, they will have them. And the reason I really like this, let me see if I can show you my August, because I haven't done a lot of decorating in September yet. Well, I've covered up August. I really like the paper she uses. It's very bright white, and it's a good thick paper, so nothing bleeds through. I love a good paper. That is important to me. And so I usually just use some washi tape along the sides, add some stickers, and write, you know, what I'm working on each day. I also, this is my brain as far as what I've stitched something on, when I started something, etc. So, in fact, I should tell you, Margaret Kendall, that I finished, was stitched on number 12 Stitch Co. Celica. And I was also going to tell you what Vibrant Flowers was stitched on. And as I flip pages, I don't know if this is true this year. I assume so. But last year, she had 12 designers who put free charts in there. I can't show you because they're the actual charts. Let's see. Vibrant Flowers was also on number 12 Stitch Co. And it was on Antiquity. I think that was 40 count. And I've told you before, I really like number 12 Stitch Co. Okay, let's talk about what I am or what I want to be working on. First, another thing I started from my kit parade was Holiday Horse from Satsuma Street, because I decided I have a niece who is getting ready to have her first baby. And I thought, oh, this would be a great gift for her during her pregnancy, and then she can hang it on the tree. So I'm stitching along, enjoying the stitch, but the more I've stitched on it, the more pink it seems to me. And it didn't read as pink to me on the chart. I think I saw more reds, but then and maybe I'm a girl mom, so I don't see pink anymore, but she is about to find out the gender, and so I stopped stitching on it until I find out if she's having a boy or a girl. And I haven't gotten so far that I couldn't pull out that pink and make that blue, but I'm just gonna pause it until then. But I've told you before, I love these Satsuma Street kits. Everything you need, including a needle, is in them. This is the floss, and I just put them on a floss drop I had. It comes with all the floss. Instructions for adding beads, because it comes with beads. So those are really cute. Also, this cute folder that I've put it in is by Julie Just Sews, which is Mrs. Jones Stitch's mother. And I don't know if she still sells this style, but this was a vintage piece that she made into this folder then. Okay. Let's talk about basically whips and what I should stitch next, because I'm at a pause with finishes. Okay. Peppermint and Holly, speaking of Mrs. Jones Stitches, she and I started this together. The stitching with the hollies, is that what we called it? I don't know, I'll have to look up our hashtag, but we're stitching this Holly Manor. And I have everything completed except the words. And they made me stressed, and so I stopped, but I should just tackle it, right? Over one made me stressed, but I've watched Nicola recently, and I think I'll just go down. I'll find some floss that goes along with it. That's maybe 103, so it's thinner, and just tackle the over one. I hadn't decided if I wanted to rechart it or not, but I think if I do the over one, which I think I will go ahead and stitch it as charted. And then maybe put my grandkids' initials in it. And I had decided not to do the border, but when I saw Holly's, I think I need the border. Don't you? So I still have some work to do on that. So that would be a good choice to pick up next. Okay, this one. These sweet girls, and I wrote down, these are sisters, and they have a new Instagram, and it's called Half Pone Creek Stitchers. Excuse my writing, but that's their Instagram. They have the prettiest pictures, and we stitch a lot of the same things. And when I was looking at their Instagram after we messaged, they just finished AHTEE, and it really wanted me to pull mine out and finish it. And again, when it comes to something hard, I just put it down. It's not hard, but I got a little stuck because I want to change the initials that are on it. And I'm so paint by numbers, but if I don't have the exact chart of all the letters, it makes my brain freeze. And so I just hadn't kind of figured out how I wanted to do it, but I could do that. That's as wide as the piece is, so it's not going to be very big. And I started this with my friend Kia, and we always laugh because I never remember the name of the linen, but it's a Legacy Cedar something. It's written down though. I can tell you if you want to know. And again, this is what it's going to look like. I think this is going to make it to the top of the pile that I should work on, don't you? And I'm using 103 silk on there. Oh, another thing I really want to stitch and get back to, every time I see my friend on Instagram post her progress, is Hannah Elliott, which the Contented Needleworker Kim is also working on. And I started with this section. And I don't know if I'll stitch the whole thing, but you know, I like a house. And wouldn't just that part be sweet? Maybe even as a drum. So I want to get back to that, and don't make fun, but I don't cut down my linen until I've decided how big the piece is going to be. And so this is my start on there. I'm just trying to make my way over to the house. So I kind of want to work on that. I've been seeing people work on bristles. I love bristles. I've started Louisa Cullimore, but I have not worked on her in a long time. Like maybe I haven't touched it in 2 years. This is a Hands Across the Sea Bristol Orphanage sampler. I love that. Let's remind myself how much I've done on it, which I think is not very much. Well, more than I thought. I've gotten this far in the alphabet. Those letters are no joke. They're pretty fancy, so there's a lot of counting. Let's see, I am over to K, and I have to get to O, and then that's how wide that will be. So I'd like to put some work in that. I just scared myself. Does that look like I have enough length to do this? I should remeasure that. That's a little scary. I'll adapt. It'll be fine. I just watched Karen Combs' YouTube this morning, and I was so sad for her. She just has a beautiful finish on Sarah Millthorpe, and after she got it framed, she realized she didn't finish part of the tree. And I felt so badly for her because that happens to me. So I need you guys to be my eyes. If you see that I haven't stitched something when I tell you it's finished, will you tell me? Unless it's framed, then don't tell me. And I can tell you, you all ask about this piece a lot behind me on the fireplace, which is a modern folk embroidery. It's called Engeltje something. I never remember her last name. And maybe you can't see it from here, but one of the bottom motifs, every time I sit in these white chairs and stitch, I see that I did not complete the motif and it's framed. So it's me and it's fine. It's beautiful. And I just try not to think about it, but I feel really bad for you, Karen. But it's beautiful, and you hang that thing up and remember that it's a beautiful piece you stitched. Okay, next. This is a new start. Sometimes I don't even know what's in these bags. Things I'm looking for usually, like my little magnifier has been in this bag. Okay, this is a Sweet Susan, Sweet Wing Studio. Be Strong and Courageous. And this is a fundraiser for St. Jude. Also, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So if you know someone who their family is going through childhood cancer treatment, reach out, buy them a coffee, mow their yard, take their dog for a walk, text them and just see how they're doing, because it is a hard journey. We were doing that journey 9 years ago right now, and it is not easy. Back to this. So when I saw this, it made me think of Graham, and I wanted to stitch this for his room. So I have Start on it. And this I was doing in August when I was feeling kind of blah, and I didn't make a whole lot of progress on it, but I did make some progress. And I pulled floss from my stash, so none of it is called for, maybe some of it is called for, but a lot of it is not called for. If you want to know what I'm using, message me and I'll tell you. But that is one of my whips. Also, you're all very sweet and ask about Graham a lot. Graham is sick right now, but so is his mama and his sister. He woke up maybe Friday with a cold, and sometimes he weathers a cold beautifully. Sometimes it puts him in the ICU. But he's done well at home. His mama does a really good job. They have hospital grade equipment at home. Like, he has a shaky vest, and they have a hospital grade suction machine, and you know, they've got oxygen at home. He's got a nebulizer. So they've been really trying to keep him home and doing a good job of it. I hope he's kind of at the tail end of it, but if you would pray for Graham. And also his mama, which is my youngest daughter, Julia, and the cancer survivor, she has a pretty big surgery coming up in October. She's gonna have a partial ankle replacement. So it'll be pretty hands on deck for us in October and November, helping take care of their family. So if you'd pray for Julia, I would appreciate it. But strong and courageous. And the last one in my pile, I don't know why this one popped into my head when I was watching Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, that I'd really like to get back to this. This is Many Mansions. I know it popped in my head because she's stitching this. Jessica, how far are you on this? Maybe we should finish this. You want to do it with me? By Annie B's Folk Art. I think it's really pretty. And I did my own floss conversion, and I just pulled various silks that I have. They're not very well taken care of in my bag, but these are the various silks that I'm using. And here's what it looks like. I'm not very far along, so I should put some time into this. You know how I love building a house. I think I chose a high count. I think maybe this is on 46 too. I'll have to look at my book. Doesn't matter right now, but so that's one of the other things I want to work on. So now I just have to narrow it down and decide what'll be next. Or work a little bit on all of them. I have that option too. What are you? Oh, I've already shown you that. Okay, You want to see some purchases this month? Truthfully, I don't feel like I've purchased that much, but you know I have. The first thing in my pile is the box from the Fanciful Flamingos Favorite Things. I think this is bi-monthly that we get this. And this one's a really cute fall one. I'll show you the chart first. This is from the Camping Stitcher, and it's called Fall is in the Air. Isn't that cute? And we have everything we need for it. We have the DMC floss. We have gold rickrack. This is Lady Dot Goldfish rickrack. We have this cute blessed wooden piece. This cute It's Fall. Oh, I'll add that to my book of days, my planner right now. We have some candy corn. We have this cute finishing fabric. And then she always provides a Zoom link that you get to Zoom with a designer later that month. So that's fun. What's next? Oh, I want to see what I got in my Colorado Cross Stitch Stitch Camp. I was a Stitch Camp winner. I think that was for Margaret Kendall. And I think the prompt was that you needed to stitch something new. I mean, with something new. So a new designer, a new fabric, a new floss. And my floss was new because I used the Sajou floss on it. And I'd never used that before. So thank you, Sherry. I love this. First of all, it came in this really pretty project bag. Nice, and we have so many bees. Do you guys have bees in September? I tried to sit out in my hammock and stitch last night, but the bees kind of wanted to get a hold of me. Okay, here are the charts that came with it. Finally Fall by Annabella's, and it also came with the floss. Isn't that pretty combo? That floss. A Year in the Woods, The Swans by Cottage Garden. This is cute. My First Christmas by Lizzie Kate. I can stitch that for my niece. If it's a, maybe I will. Maybe I'll change my mind. And if it's a boy, maybe I'll switch to that. Good plan. Thanks for helping me sort that out. And then it had some Stacy Nash things. Velvet Carrot Needlebook. Carolyn's Needle Arts. I don't think I know who that is. Bunny Cafe. Another Stacy Nash Big Little Chicken Pen Keep. Stacy Nash Merry Halloween Pen Keep. Stony Creek Sweetbriar, and I don't know what that word is, cyclamen? And Jane Krigg Sampler. Isn't that fun? Oh wait, and this big chunk of, is this a hank maybe, of Gloriana in, it's a limited edition. I don't think it tells me what color it is, but it's really pretty green. I'm excited to add that to my stash. So that was fun. You know what? I have one more giveaway. This is good. This will tell us if you watched further along than the beginning. This Garon bag and kit I had as a giveaway a while back. Can't remember which episode. And the winner didn't claim it. And so I'm going to give it again. It comes with this Oh Santa chart by Rosewood Manor. And it comes with a lot, and I don't know that it's all the flosses, but a lot of the weeks to go along with it, and the silk lame, and the project bag. So if you would like to win this, please use the word Santa. Okay, so let me add that to my pile. All right, next. These are things I purchased from Sassy Jacks. I had so much fun. Kimberly was super nice and chatty, and my husband loves history, and I had heard about the Barrett house that they had been spending years restoring, but he hadn't. So she just really explained it all to him, which was great because that gave me more time to shop. So I did. She has a lot of linen right now. So if you are looking for linen, contact them. They have an online store too, sassyjacks.com, I believe. But I bought this hog bristle, 40 count by Fox and Rabbit. Also bought hog bristle in 46 count by Fox and Rabbit. I don't know if that's a good color, but look how in person, this looks darker, but they're the same color. So it's just how different linen picks up color. But I love that. That's when you know it's hand dyed. Oh, I'm gonna tell you this before I forget. You may remember I had a Facebook Marketplace sewing table, a Singer sewing table in my view a couple episodes ago, maybe last real episode. And so I was looking for a Singer 301 sewing machine. I found one. It wasn't on Marketplace, but it was Facebook. There are a lot of different groups. There's Facebook group for everything, but there are Singer Facebook groups. And there's like featherweight groups, Singer 99s, etc. And I joined a 301 group just to learn more about it, etc. And someone posted that she had a Singer 301 for sale. It had been serviced recently and pick up in Dayton. And I was like, oh, that's me. So I reached out to her, and she lives in Springfield, which is maybe not quite an hour from me, but has a daughter south of Dayton. And so she very sweetly met me at Bill's Donuts, which is a big donut place we have here. And I bought it from her, and she was so sweet. She told me all about it. She told me about her other singers and her sewing projects and said, can I hug you when we left? And so we hugged. But I'll put a picture of that. I have that all set up, and I think that's what I'm gonna use to make my pillows today or tomorrow, depending on how much time I have today before I have to go help with babies. Okay, back to Sassy Jacks. Kimberly also has a great clearance section, and so I bought some clearance things. I'll show you those. Happy Birthday Heart by Lucy Beam. That was clearanced for $6. The Scarlet House Be Merry and Bright. That was in the clearance section. I thought that would be a really cute, small, really cute gift. You know, I told you I want to stitch shepherd's bush stockings, so I keep collecting them. Have I started one yet? No, I haven't. Should I? Yes, I should. But Birdie was $5. She had more of these, so if you're looking for one of these at a good price, you can message them. And then these were not on clearance, but these were other things I bought. I thought this was cute. This is Twisted Threads Baby Blessings. Can you see how cute that is? That's also a contender for my niece or somebody who's gonna have a baby. Maybe I'll just stitch it up and have it ready for a gift. I like those colors. I checked my cross stitch app to make sure I didn't have these, but that doesn't always mean they're not in that cabinet. But I bought Marian Kopp. I think that says Kopp. $18.39, and this is a With Thy Needle and Thread sampler. I thought that was really pretty. I bought Regina Hable by With Thy Needle and Thread. I really liked this. I like those birds, like those soft colors. Oh, look at this on the back. Maybe I'll start with that. I love anything with a crown. I bought one of Sassy Jack's also designs, reproduces charts from Antique Samplers. They had beautiful models. And everyone says it, but it's true. If you see the model, you have to have it. So I saw this model, and one of the employees, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. It seems like Hannah, but that might be wrong. She was so sweet. Mary Ann Frayne, $17.96. It was pretty on the wall. And if you're going to have kits of thread available too, I'm probably gonna buy it. And so I did. So I bought the MPI silks to go with that. Do I already have a lot of thread? I do, but this is ready to go now. I add it to my kits, right, Heidi? And then the other thing that came was the exclusive from the Homespun Needleworks Facebook group. I think they're announcing another one this week, I think they said. But this is Emmeline Purnell by Hands Across the Sea, and it's an exclusive for Acorns and Threads. Nope, I'm wrong about all of that. Scratch what I said. This is not a Homespun Needleworks, but they are gonna announce somebody this week. This is just an exclusive for Acorns and Threads. I'm so sorry about that, but look at this. It's beautiful. I'm gonna pull my own floss from my stash. Do you follow Joe Florence on Instagram? If you do not, you should. but she has started this. She just stages her photos so beautifully, and she stitches beautifully, and she's fast. But go look at her if you want to see this in the works. But I might just stitch the flowers. I might stitch the border too. I don't know, but I like it. Let's see if there's anything else I should tell you. I told you those tips. Stitching meetup. Oh, yarn and socks. Do you want to see that? If you don't, I understand. If you just want to fast forward, or if you want to say goodbye from here, I understand. But I've been knitting and collecting yarn, as one does. So, first of all, let me scooch this over. Put this on my chair. Mountains are sliding. First, I should show you what I have made. I think I showed you a start on these before. These are for my granddaughter. She is my oldest granddaughter, and I just kept thinking of her while I was knitting these colors, thinking this just looks like Brooke to me. So these are going to be for Brooke, and I'm still learning. I tried a new heel, the Shadow Wrap heel, and Earth Tone Girls has a fantastic tutorial on sock making, and she has a Shadow Wrap heel tutorial that I love, and so does Purl Together. So if you're looking for an easy heel, it's an easy heel. Go there. I also, you know how I love Sue, Knit 24 Legacy Fiber Arts Sue. She had been talking about an umbrella toe, and so I tried the umbrella toe, and it's my favorite toe. You have to buy a pattern for this. Cannot think of who it is. Yes, I can. Kay Jones. Oh, my brain sometimes surprises me. Kay Jones has a pattern, and I'm sorry I can't think of the name of the specific pattern, but if you're looking for it, write it in the comments, message me, email me, and I'll tell you. But this is my third pair of socks that I've knit. And that yarn is a gumball of self-striping yarn by Tia's Terrific Threads on Etsy. And I have another one going, and I'll show you that. So now my next sock is just a singular sock, and I'm making this for my husband. And as a new sock knitter, I'm still learning. This is gonna be too big for him. Is it bad, you sock knitters, if I make the second sock smaller? If he just has one baggy sock? The foot fits him great, but he's got skinny legs, and so the calf and ankle is really too big for him. It's probably gonna slouch. So I think I'm gonna use smaller needles to do it. But anyways, he loves blue. He loves the sock. I again used the Shadow Wrap heel. Sorry, it doesn't even fit these very well. And the umbrella toe. And now I have one sock. Now I will tell you, this one was a little more tedious for me, maybe because I had just done self-striping and this one was just so the same. Plus it's big, it's bigger because it's a man sock, so there were more stitches involved. So when I finished that, which I did this on the road to Hilton Head and then on the road home. I did the leg on the road to, the heel while we were there, and the foot and toe on the way home. I thought I can't do that second sock yet. So right now he just has one sock, but I started myself a sock. And again, this is with the Tia's Terrific Threads. This one is called Watermelon. And look how cute it's gonna be. This one's mine. So I have a good start on that. I think just another 20 rows or so, and I'll be able to do my heel. This is a fun bag. Oh, I wrote it down. Oh, I did. This is a fun bag I bought from Charming Necessities on Etsy, if you're interested. And I think this is rifle paper fabric, which I love, and it has a nice little handle. So that's myself a sock. This next bag is by the Knitted Soiree, also on Etsy. You can follow her on Instagram too. But this is New Stash from Legacy Fiber Arts. She has, pardon me while I look for it. Oh, I'll have to get to it. She has just released some Halloween colors, and she does a lot based on movies. And the play Wicked is coming out in movie form soon. And so this is, I want to say it's Shizzle. No, Shiz University. I haven't seen Wicked yet, so I'm pretty excited about the movie coming out. But look at that. And this. I quickly caked that skein up, and I'm starting a sock for my daughter, Lindsay. I'm one of those makers that I don't want to push my stuff on somebody, but if somebody says, oh, Mom, I'd like a pair of socks. Oh, let's pick out your yarn. I'm ready to do it. Same with the quilt, same with the cross stitch. You tell me you want it, I'll make it for you. My kids, son-in-laws. I have one son-in-law who loves socks, like the crazier the better, and I might make him a pair of socks. One son-in-law who likes bougie things, and to me, handmade socks are bougie. And two son-in-laws who may or may not like him. We'll see. But right now, I'm just gonna keep knitting and we'll figure out who they are. But this is some new Legacy Fiber Art yarn. If you like that, go get it. Speaking of Legacy Fiber Art yarn, this is one of their holiday advent. Sorry, my brain lost that word for a minute. Advents. I posted on Instagram the day I got it and said, I don't know if I can stand to wait until December, because I think I got it at the end of August, without opening it. And I put a poll, do you think I'll open it, yes or no? Do you know that like 98% said that they thought I would open it right away? And I can be stubborn. And so I decided I'm not gonna open it. So thanks to you who said I could do it. So they're wrapped like this. And I believe I'm to open these one every Sunday. Oh, I can kind of see a color in that tissue. Don't look. So I'm putting that up until December. Okay, next. Oh, I'm loving yarn. Can you tell? Okay, this is Woolens and Nosh, and this is another Advent. But the fun part about this is, and I've lost the ends, it's a secret what's in here. And the way it's snapped, this is the accent for heels, toes, cuffs if you want it to be. But if I reach in here, I can pull out the end of the strand, and you stitch one color a day for the month of December. How fun is that? So it's like a mystery of what you're gonna stitch. So that arrived. Now these are sold out, but she does have other beautiful yarns you can buy. Okay, when we went to Cleveland to visit our grandkids, we love to go to Chagrin Falls. Darling little town with this waterfall, really neat shops. And so I Googled and there was a yarn shop there. So I said to my daughter and the kids, do you think we could go to this yarn shop? My grandkids were so good. I was so proud of them. But this yarn shop, which is called The Artful Yarn in Chagrin Falls, they were so kind and they were so tolerant of my 4 grandchildren being in there. And they told them that they hide, I think it was a pig. And it's this crocheted pig. And so children who come in get to find the pig and then hide it for the next group of children who come in. And so my grandkids were looking, and they were like digging in, they encouraged them, like, look through the yarn, you know, you may find it. And they told them when they were hot or cold. So I loved that. It was very nice to me as their Gigi to know that kids were welcomed and entertained while I was there. But they were having a trunk show. And this is yarn by Dwelf Cat Sock. And there are a lot of choices, and I let my grandkids help me choose which one, and we chose this. So this is gonna be a pair of socks for someone, and it could turn out to be my husband again since it's blue, but we'll see. And then these balls were there, and it's Bamboo Pop Sock by Universal Yarn. I wish you could feel it. It is so soft. And so a fellow knitter was shopping and she said, oh, she has knit with us before. And I said, is it hard? I'm new. And she said, it is a little bit fussy that the yarn kind of splits, like your needle can kind of split the yarn. But I love purple and I decided it's worth the risk. So eventually I'm gonna make myself a sock out of that. Let's see. Oh, that's the other one of those. Okay. And this was what had arrived while I was gone. Have you seen the emotional support chickens? I can't show you the whole, because this is the chart, but they look like this. And I saw it on Knit24 Periscope, which is Sue's private Instagram page that she goes live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And they were talking about emotional support chickens. And then she and Chelsea had showed them and talked about them. And then they had one at that yarn shop I was at. And so Sue and I discussed it, and I'm gonna make an emotional support chicken. And I have all of the yarns I need to make this emotional support chicken. And I guess they just feel good, and who couldn't use an emotional support chicken? I know I could. So I'm gonna try it, but I need hand holding. So I'm still looking for good video tutorials, etc. And I think I'm just scared, so I haven't started it yet. Have you made one? Is it hard? Can I call you if I get stuck? Okay, so there's the yarn for that. And then I wanted to show you the other yarns from Sue. These were the other two sock sets I got that were the Wicked socks. Let's see, this one is Glenda. Isn't that fun? I might make my pink and yellow loving granddaughter a pair from this. And this is Elphaba. I don't know who will get these, but they're really pretty. And it's so soft. And this is her steel toes. So those are my yarn hauls. I have talked long enough to you all today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being my friend and commenting and subscribing and just sharing a little bit about yourself when you do those things. If you need me, email me, comment, reach out to me on Instagram, which is also Hobbies of Holly. Until I see you again, remember that every day we're given is a gift. And so go love well today, okay? Happy stitching.